We all remember the fairy tales, the big bad wolf, the gray predator lurking in the forest. But who is the wolf, really? A villain from bedtime stories, or one of nature's most powerful and misunderstood creatures? Meet the gray wolf, the true master of the tundra and the taiga, a symbol of strength, endurance, and wild intelligence. In this story, we'll uncover what the wolf really is, how it looks, how it lives, and why it deserves both fear and respect. What does a wolf look like? At first glance, a gray wolf looks like a large, wild dog, and that's no coincidence. They share common ancestors. But the wolf is bigger, stronger, and built for survival. An adult wolf's body can reach up to 160 centimeters long, that's over 5 feet. With a tail as long as half a meter, and a shoulder height of nearly 90 centimeters. Some of the largest wolves ever recorded weighed over 90 kilograms, more than a grown man. Typically, males are larger than females, and wolves that live in colder climates tend to grow even bigger. Nature's rule is simple: the harsher the land, the tougher the wolf. The armor of the North. A wolf's coat is more than just beautiful, it's engineering perfection. It's made of 2 layers. A rough outer guard coat that keeps away dirt and water. And a dense, waterproof undercoat that protects against the bitter cold. That's why even in the frozen winds of the Arctic, the wolf stands tall, its fur glistening with frost, but its body warm and ready to move. The gray wolf is a creature of endurance. It can travel for miles through snow and ice without rest. The predator's design. Look closer, every feature tells the story of a hunter. A muscular body. Strong, lean legs built for long chases. A broad forehead and sharp, alert ears. And those eyes, intelligent, piercing, almost human. Its muzzle is long and expressive, framed by pale fur on the cheeks and bright patches near the eyes. The tail hangs low, often still, but make no mistake, every movement of that tail has meaning. A raised tail signals dominance. A lowered one, calm control. A wolf's colors. Depending on where it lives, the wolf changes its coat like a cloak of camouflage. In the forests, gray and brown. In the tundra, nearly white. In the desert, dusty red and sandy gray. And in the Arctic, pure white, like the snow itself. There are even rare black wolves, shadows that move through the night. No matter the shade, the undercoat always stays gray, a mark of the true wild. Wolf versus dog, what's the difference? At first glance, they might look similar, but their worlds are completely different. A wolf's trail tells the truth. Its footprints form a perfectly straight line, each step measured and purposeful. The paw prints are larger, about 10 centimeters long and 6 wide, with 2 middle toes stretched forward like an arrow. Dogs wander. Wolves move with purpose. Every step, silent, focused, relentless. Where do wolves live? The wolf is one of the most widespread land predators on Earth. These wild animals have an incredibly wide range and can adapt to many environments. Wolves mostly live in colder regions, but they're found in all kinds of landscapes: forests, steppes, deserts, taiga, tundra, open plains, and even mountain foothills. They inhabit large parts of Europe, from Russia to Portugal, Asia, from Korea to Georgia, and North America, from Alaska all the way down to Mexico. Bigger wolves tend to live in the northern tundra, while smaller ones prefer the warmer southern regions. Interestingly, in Russia, wolves are found almost everywhere, except on Sakhalin Island. The gray wolf is a territorial animal. Packs live within clearly defined areas, marking their boundaries with scent to warn outsiders. In summer, when the pack temporarily splits up, their territory is divided into several smaller zones. The main breeding pair usually keeps the best part, while the others roam around as nomads until the pack reunites again. How do wolves live? Wolves are incredibly social animals. They live in packs, hunt together, play together, and yes, even howl together. A wolf pack is basically a family group that can include anywhere from 3 to 40 members of different ages. At the head of it all stands the alpha male, the leader, the smartest, strongest, and most experienced wolf in the group. He rules alongside his mate, the alpha female. Together they form the heart of the pack, uniting everyone around them. Wolves live by a strict hierarchy. The alpha has unquestioned authority, but he's also a fair leader, calm, confident, and protective. However, any outsider who dares to cross into the pack's land is met with fierce aggression. There's also usually a beta male, who acts as the second in command, often the son or brother of the alpha. He's the most likely successor and occasionally challenges the leader, testing his dominance. A wolf that leaves or gets expelled from the pack becomes a lone wolf. These solitary wanderers often travel long distances, and sometimes, they start packs of their own. Wolves rely heavily on their senses to survive. Their hearing is so sharp they can pick up another wolf's howl from up to 7 kilometers, over 4 miles, away. And their sense of smell is about 100 times stronger than a human's. They can sprint at speeds of up to 55 kilometers per hour, around 34 miles per hour, not bad for long-distance hunters. Each pack has its own hunting territory, and they defend it fiercely. Inside the pack, order is maintained, and fights rarely happen, unless an outsider or a lone wolf crosses the line. To mark their territory, wolves scratch trees, leave scent marks, and most famously, howl. That haunting sound echoing through the night. It's not just random noise, it's the pack's way of saying, this land is taken. Their territories can range anywhere from 50 to 1,500 square kilometers, depending on the landscape. In open tundra and steppe regions, hunting grounds are vast, over 1,000 square kilometers. While forest packs usually stay within smaller areas, around 200 to 250 square kilometers. When they don't have pups to care for, wolves become wanderers again. They may travel alone or in small groups, covering up to 70 kilometers, 43 miles, in a single night. In deep snow, they move in single file, each stepping carefully into the prints of the one ahead. Making it almost impossible to tell how many wolves passed through. And why do wolves howl? Because for them, howling is communication. Through their howls, wolves share their location, call their family members, announce a kill, or simply keep in touch. They howl most often in the evening hours, especially in winter, when the pack is at its largest. As summer ends and autumn begins, howls become even more frequent. It's the time when the young pups start exploring their world and learning what it means to be part of the pack. What do wolves eat, and how do they hunt? Wolves aren't picky eaters, they're true survivors. Their main menu usually includes large hoofed animals like deer, moose, antelope, wild sheep, and goats. But a hungry wolf won't say no to smaller prey, hares, rodents, or birds, whatever nature offers. Sometimes, in harsh conditions, wolves may even feed on the remains of their fallen pack members. It sounds brutal, but in the wild, survival always comes first. Wolves are drawn to areas where livestock is abundant, which is why farmers often catch glimpses of these stealthy predators near pastures. An adult wolf eats an average of 3 to 4.5 kilograms, 6 to 10 pounds, of meat per day. And when food is plentiful, they bury leftovers, storing them for later. If necessary, a wolf can go more than 2 weeks without eating, relying purely on endurance. During summer, their diet becomes more varied, they'll happily munch on fruits and berries, adding a touch of sweetness to their carnivorous life. What do wolves eat, and how do they hunt? Wolves aren't picky eaters, they're true survivors. Their main menu usually includes large hoofed animals like deer, moose, antelope, wild sheep, and goats. But a hungry wolf won't say no to smaller prey, hares, rodents, or birds, whatever nature offers. Sometimes, in harsh conditions, wolves may even feed on the remains of their fallen pack members. It sounds brutal, but in the wild, survival always comes first. Wolves are drawn to areas where livestock is abundant, which is why farmers often catch glimpses of these stealthy predators near pastures. An adult wolf eats an average of 3 to 4.5 kilograms, 6 to 10 pounds, of meat per day. And when food is plentiful, they bury leftovers, storing them for later. If necessary, a wolf can go more than 2 weeks without eating, relying purely on endurance. During summer, their diet becomes more varied. They'll happily munch on fruits and berries, adding a touch of sweetness to their carnivorous life. The art of the hunt. Wolves are some of the most strategic hunters in the animal kingdom. In winter, they usually hunt as a team, targeting large hoofed animals that struggle in deep snow. Snow gives the wolves an advantage. While prey sink and tire quickly, wolves glide easily over the surface. A wolf hunt is like a coordinated operation. Some pack members chase the prey, while others run ahead to cut off its escape route. Every member has a role, and the hunt depends on perfect teamwork. A wolf's nose is its best guide. It can detect even a small animal from 2 kilometers, over a mile, away. Following scent trails, wolves track their prey almost silently. Their most powerful weapon. Their teeth. With 5 centimeter long, 2-inch, canines, they grip and pull down prey, while the rest of their teeth tear through flesh and bone. Losing those teeth could mean death. They're not just tools for hunting, but for survival. When hunting large animals like elk or moose, the entire pack attacks together until the prey collapses. Then, the alpha pair, the leaders, get the first and best pieces of meat. Patience and precision. Wolves are clever and patient. They can stalk their prey silently, waiting for hours, even a full day, before striking. Sometimes they'll shadow a herd for miles, hiding their presence until the perfect moment. They might even pretend to give up the chase, letting their prey relax, only to attack again when it slows down. Occasionally, wolves will attack foxes, not always for food, but as competitors. When hunting livestock, wolves show impressive teamwork. Some distract the guard dogs, while others attack the herd. They also know their terrain perfectly. Many packs use the same hunting grounds and natural traps again and again. When hunting small prey like rodents, wolves leap high, pin the animal down with their paws, and finish it in one swift move, a common summer tactic. During warmer months, wolf packs often split up into smaller groups or live alone. They rely on their refined hunting skills and instincts, often feeding on rabbits or small game. But even with all their skill and coordination, not every hunt ends in success. That's the reality of life in the wild. Wolf pups, the birth and raising of the next generation. Deep in the wilderness, hidden from prying eyes, lies the wolf's den, the place where new life begins. A den is usually a burrow or hollow space that provides shelter, safety, and a good view of the surroundings. Wolves often use abandoned burrows made by other animals, perfect ready-made homes for their pups. Wolves mate once a year, usually between January and February, when the winter air is still sharp and cold. The breeding season begins when wolves reach the age of 2 to 3 years. After about 2 months of pregnancy, the mother gives birth in spring, the time of renewal and new beginnings. A typical litter includes 4 to 8 pups. They're born blind and deaf, tiny and helpless, relying completely on their mother's warmth and care. For the first days, the wolf mother rarely leaves her newborns, keeping them safe and fed inside the den. By the time they're 10 to 12 days old, their eyes and ears begin to open, and their world suddenly comes alive. Growing up wild. At about 3 weeks old, the curious pups take their first steps outside the den. This is also when they begin to taste meat for the very first time. The entire wolf pack helps raise the young. It's truly a family effort. Hunters bring back the best pieces of meat and gently drop them near the den, feeding the hungry little mouths. Wolf pups are born with a grayish-brown coat, which gradually changes as they grow. By the time they're 2 months old, they leave the den but stay close, exploring the world around them while remaining under the watchful eyes of the adults. These places are usually well hidden by thick vegetation, keeping the pups safe from predators. From play to predator. Play is how wolf pups learn. They pounce on shrews and mice, chase each other through the grass, and practice the moves they'll need as hunters one day. In just 4 months, their weight increases almost 30-fold, growing fast, strong, and wild. Newborn wolf pups have blue eyes, but by 8 months, their gaze shifts to the piercing golden yellow of adulthood. By the end of their first winter, they reach nearly full size, ready to run with the pack. A wild gray wolf can live for 12 to 15 years, spending every moment of that life guided by instinct, loyalty, and the unbreakable bond of the pack. Why do we need wolves? Many people see wolves as dangerous enemies, predators that threaten livestock and, sometimes, even humans. For centuries, humans have hunted and feared them, driving their numbers down across many regions. But here's the truth: wolves are absolutely essential to the balance of nature. Wolves play a key role in keeping ecosystems healthy. They control the population of large herbivores like deer and elk, preventing overgrazing and allowing forests and grasslands to regenerate. Without wolves, those animal populations grow unchecked, and entire landscapes begin to suffer. Wolves are also known as nature's cleaners. By hunting the weak and sick, they stop diseases from spreading and ensure that only the strongest survive. Their presence keeps prey populations strong, alert, and balanced, a vital part of the circle of life. So, while wolves may seem like enemies, in reality, they are guardians of the wild, keeping the natural world in balance, just as it's meant to be. Here's the video. If you liked it, please give a thumbs up and subscribe. See you next time.